Hello, welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name is Wendy Wing. I'm doing a reading for the collective. Welcome, collective. So, since this is a reading for the collective, take what resonates and leave the rest. I am tuning into general energies, no one person specific energies. If you would like a reading where I tune into your specific energies, you are welcome to schedule an appointment with me. The link is in the description box below. So, all right, collective. In the past, you were in the energy of Seven of Swords. Somebody was sneaking around. Someone, a thief, someone being deceptive. It feels like a lot of lie energy too. Wow, Seven of Swords and Seven of Wands. You are in a very protective space, needing to protect yourself. I'm getting this feeling very isolated, like you're the only one taking care of yourself. You were put into a position where you really had to fight. You had to there's some type of challenge, and you had to, I get the feeling that in a very real way, maybe for a long time you were accepting what was going on, accepting, and until you realized someone wasn't your friend, someone who you thought was working on your behalf, working with you, and they really weren't. Yeah. And it really created a space where you felt very isolated and alone. Like, who's got my back? Oh my gosh, like the people who I thought had my back don't have my back. It feels like you've had to learn the lesson of watching your own back. Like, maybe that'll come up later. In present time, you are in the energy of Two of Pentacles. Feels like you're having to juggle your finances right now. It's not a very comfortable and stable place financially. Not it's creating it feels like you're worried about your finances, you're worried about your home, you're worried about your job, very first chakra issues. And it's requiring a lot of seeing things clearly, making new decisions about how to take care of this issue. I'm getting the feeling that whatever's happening in present time around your finances is related to this defensive energy in the past, someone trying to steal and take from you, maybe taking advantage of you, a realization of who's on your side and who isn't on your side. It looks like you are moving into that Nine of Pentacles space. You're moving into having financial independence and being self-sufficient. It feels like you're very close to that right now. There's something is going on that is creating such imbalance, and it's creating a lot of worry in your space. I feel like, like things will be okay. It's just right now I am in like the belt has got to be tightened, and um something that happened in the past where created a situation where you're in right now. I get the feeling that someone didn't know the truth, or someone didn't tell you the truth, or someone misinformed you, and um and it is creating, it feels like a lot is going into why your finances and this instability right now. Feels like there's a lot. It feels like a very complex story um that has many moving parts. I'm getting that it's unavoidable. There's something about what you're going through now to show yourself like how you do respond in these situations. It feels like you're trying out doing things differently. Like if you're usually much more passive and laid back, then you're going to be on top of it and action oriented. If you're usually in people's space and very loud, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, then it feels like you're taking a different approach. You're trying to find a different way of showing up. Yeah. All right. Family patterns. Right now, you're looking at family patterns around Three of Pentacles. So it looks like a family pattern around collaborating, working together to build something. Okay, a family pattern that's coming up right now for you, collective, is working with others. Ooh. There's some type of this instability in your energy in present time is creating this restless energy, being like, it feels like you might jump to conclusions and you might have impulsive reactions. Oh, okay. I'm getting a family pattern is, it feels like this pretense, pretending like you get along with a group of people. Maybe people you work with, maybe some type of group situation, family, either groups within a family or working within a group. And the truth of the situation being that as you're working with someone and other people, and you think that you're building something, that you're all in agreement, we're building this, we want the most success, you find out that these people aren't really up to par. They aren't very good at their job, or they drop the ball, or they lie, or they don't understand things like they pretend that they do. And it feels like the family pattern is to just not address the issue when it comes up, to just like, well, I don't want to jump to conclusions. All right, well, that's strike one. Well, that's strike three. And it feels like it creates more and more as you don't share your authentic truth in collaborative experiences. Then it creates, it's like you're holding in your own secret that really you're very disappointed in this person's behavior. This is not what you had pictured. This is not what you expected. And by keeping quiet and just like trying to just get along, go along to get along and keep going without addressing the issue, it creates so much anxiety in your space and worry. And what I'm getting is that like there's this need, the family pattern to just be pleasing and not create any, disruptions, not call anybody out because that would make them upset. And maybe you have a lot of people pleasing, or the family dynamic is that you really can't address people to their face about what that issue is that you have. Instead, you feel much more comfortable bitching about them behind their back until it just takes everything to fake that you are okay with this person. And if you do finally tell the truth, it's just like, and they had no idea that this was going on. And you also might come off being pretty fake because you said, okay, it's okay, it's okay. And then you're like, no, it's not okay. It takes you a long time. It's like you've got such a long fuse. And by the time the fuse gets to, it's way past time when you need to address it, it's the timing's off. It feels like this is coming up. Like, how do I address situations where I work with other people? How can I not talk about people behind their back? How can I, address them directly with the difficulties I'm having with them? Ooh. A personal issue that you're working through right now is 8 of Cups. When to leave, knowing when to leave, something there's no satisfaction for you. I get the feeling that you stay in groups and situations and around people way past their expiration date. You keep giving and giving and giving. Like there's a fear of moving away. Maybe especially it feels like relating to finances. When walking away from things that might affect your finances, whether it's a relationship where you stay together because you share the rent, and or staying in a job because at least you have a job, but you're really, really unhappy in that job. There's something coming up right now about when it's time to throw in the towel, when it's time to leave, and not waiting until you are completely depleted, exhausted, like way past, and then bitter. I'm getting that this is even related with the family pattern, that you might stay in a situation with groups and people, you have all this energy of unexpressed anger and frustration with someone who you feel has not behaved, not spoken, not acted in a way that's up to par. Feels like there's some communication energy, like how to communicate in present time, how to make a decision and trust your decision. It feels like a staying and settling way, way, way too long. And it feels like this happens a lot. Like it feels like you stay in a situation. I'm surprised there's not a tower, like until you have to leave. Your conscience right now, the card placement of conscience is what you would do if No one was there to judge you. And it feels like what you would like to do is release your burdens, release your fear. It feels like you want help. You want other people to, feels like you do want advice, like you want people to listen to your story, and it feels like you want someone who can see a bigger picture and see, am I exaggerating? And it feels like you're not quite sure of how you're perceiving things. Like maybe you have a habit of being emotionally too getting hot-headed, jumping to a conclusion, taking others' mistakes personally. If you could do whatever you wanted without anyone judging you, it's you just want to let go of just whatever this. It feels like a mix, like I'm like this reading is dropping in the middle of a very chaotic ongoing situation that has a lot of moving parts, and it's like you want to just let this stuff go and move on, create harmony, create community, create joy. Maybe part of what you're wanting to move on from, you just like leave this all behind. Take the loss, move on, and find something anew. Find it first within yourself, that energy of celebration and joy and harmony. It does look like you're looking for something long term. Maybe that's part of the thing. You're looking for a long-term commitment. You're looking for people and jobs and situations that you can grow roots with, a community, a belongingness. And so because that's a desire of yours, it feels like it's a core desire that you have to find where you belong, to find your people, to find who you gel with. And so you stay in situations way past their due. You don't tell people how, when issues happen, because you don't want you're wanting to create harmony, but it's based on a belief that you don't you don't rock the boat. You're not allowed to tell someone there's a perfect picture that you by being in this beautiful energy of belongingness, everybody just shows up perfectly. And so you kind of pretend that everything's fine, where really it's like you're needing to figure out, how do I approach people with my concerns? How do I approach people when I feel that something isn't right? How do I, when I see that this doesn't feel like a good situation, how do I leave this? And I feel like you stay in situations because you've put so much time and effort and energy that you're like, my God, I really want it to be this amazing, wonderful space. Maybe if I try a little harder, if I try a different point of view, or if I just keep trying. Yeah, there's something about you're learning when it's time to walk away. I just heard the Kenny Rogers song, know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. So it feels like a very that's what you're learning. You're learning, you know, when to hold them, when to fold them, when to walk away, when to run. And that not every situation is going to hold them. Sometimes you need to fold them. Sometimes you need to walk away, and sometimes you need to run. So, all right, your higher self is in the energy of Page of Cups. This is in the center of your reading. An apology. Some type of heartfelt apology, heartfelt communication. Boy, I get this feeling, just talking about that, there's a block, like you don't even want someone's apology. I get the feeling, this feels like a block around, wow. Okay. Oh, I get it. Okay. The block that you have around an apology, someone coming in with an apology, is that it feels like you don't trust what this person has to say. I feel that you don't trust anything that comes out of this person's mouth, that they have a way of half truths, half lies, not painting situations and things. So yes, that's partially true, but they also, like, they're so manipulative. They leave out, you know, lies of omission, half truths, just saying enough to kind of guide people to a certain finale. So it feels like you're like, yeah, I don't believe an apology. I need to see action. If you can back that apology up with action and the time it takes to see if you are consistent, then we'll be at a different place. Whoever this is that you're thinking about with regards to this, it could be, feels like it could relate to several people. It feels like right now, collective, you are in a place where you've had it. You've had it. You're stepping up to take care of yourself. You're stepping up to make sure that you're not messed with. It's kind of like stepping in. You've always wanted to be protected and cared for, and someone goes, you know, sees the value and worth within you, and they're like, yes, you are so worthy of protection and being cared for, and I would like to be that for you. I want to show you how valuable you are by how much I, you know, like parents doing that. I get the feeling that your parents might not have been very protective or caring about what you go through or what you went through. And it's created just this desire for someone to come in and take care of you and protect you. And what I feel why you're stepping in a very strong way is, I'm going to have to take care of myself. I think that's what the lesson is. The lesson is that I'm responsible for taking care of me. I'm responsible for protecting me. If I don't know how to protect myself, if I don't know how to voice my concerns, if I don't know how to ask questions and be able to confront people and discuss things with people, then, and if I'm too afraid to do that, then I'm creating cycles of just continually waiting for someone else to save me. That's what it kind of feels like. And I feel like you're feeling like I'm gonna show myself and everyone else how to take care of me by stepping into that role and taking care of myself in a very profound and new way. Your challenge right now is death, an end of a cycle. Something has ended. The challenge is that something has ended. I get the feeling that part of what has ended is a naivete of a passive approach. What is ending is a passive approach of waiting for someone to come in and protect you, waiting and waiting before you know that it's time to leave a situation or a person or a relationship or a job. Your challenge is communicating and being honest with people. It feels like there's a lot of endings happening, a lot of endings of cycles. They feel very interrelated because it does feel like something very complex. This feels like a very complex story that we've dropped in the middle of. And each of you has a very specific story with all these moving parts. So your desire right now is 3 of Cups. Your desire right now is, I feel like you've just been on this journey for a long time. There's a lot of exhaustion. There's a lot of anger, frustration, things not going the way you wanted them to go. And there's just this desire to go have some fun and to celebrate with friends who support you, who you feel supported by. Like, remind yourself what it does feel like to be supported, to appreciate the people who are showing up consistently with just the right nuggets, with being able to listen and have compassion for where you're at, someone who's willing to tell you the truth and be honest, someone with some mental clarity, like what are you seeing? Are you seeing this differently than how I'm perceiving this? I love your point of view. Yeah. All right. The lesson right now is Temperance in reverse. Okay. When you get out of balance, when you get out of balance, oh, okay. There's something about how you're going about things right now, whenever you're seeing this reading, what you're going through. I get the feeling that people can really influence your mood right now. And if you're around someone who's really off balance, or it feels kind of contagious in a way. I mean, not to, stay away, people out of balance. It's more like realizing within yourself, like, I maybe I'm matching people. When people are out of balance, I'm still in a pleasing mode where I match their energy, some aspect of it. And it really, I'm getting that right now people who have larger egos, or they're able to really get you going in your ego and making you feel like justified for crappy behavior or exaggerated behavior. Whatever is happening, this imbalance right now is making you feel very insecure, making you feel like inconsequential, which is like rubbing your ego and like I'm so tired of getting taken advantage of. There's something, as you've been taking your power back throughout this and learning these lessons, there's just this fury. Fury is a good, I mean, it's God, another song. We're not gonna take it. No, no, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore. There's that energy in your space, like a real rebellious, like, take me seriously. How do I show up so people take me seriously? Feels related to how you show up for yourself. All right, so the advice is 8 of Swords in reverse. Ooh, it's time to see things. It's time to get out of that mental prison. Feel like you're with this, you're taking off the blinders. You're not willing to tiptoe around how to communicate gently. You're not willing to accept lies. You're not willing to even accept the lies that you've told yourself. It feels like you have had limited success and a lot of distractions that have kept you in a mental prison, focusing on the wrong thing, focusing maybe on someone or some aspect, and it's kept you very like a small viewpoint. It's also, it feels like it's kept you engaging in life and like 1 or 2 gears, very limited way of being allowed, of giving yourself permission to interact with your environment. And it feels like now you're like, I'm allowed, I'm giving myself permission to be the full expanse of who I am. I am not just pleasing. I am not just, this and that. I have range. I have anger. I have frustrations. I have concerns. I have doubts. And unless I'm able to work with those aspects of who I am and communicate from those points of view, and work with others who are also managing the full spectrum, then you stay very limited. Very, very limited point of view. And the advice is that all that you are going through now, and this very, I mean, this is a lot of story going on. This is a lot going on in your life right now. All of this is so you can get your power back. All of this is to build your strength. All of this is to show yourself how powerful you really are, how empowered you are, how the greatest power requires the slightest touch. there's something about once you get your power back, and once you feel more often than not in that empowered space and practice it, and it gathers momentum, that your views of what creates power and how to show up as a powerful person will be very different than maybe what society says it is or believes it is. Feels something very subtle and yet more powerful than I get that it feels like you're trying to assert your power as you're getting your power back. You're wanting to protect yourself and make sure you're not taken advantage of. And so you're trying to find out, like, how can I assert my power? How can I make sure that I'm not taken advantage of? How can I communicate my needs and wants and issues? How it's all around power and empowerment. So, all right, collective, that's your reading. Hope that was helpful. Thanks for sharing and likes, and love your comments. Yeah, I appreciate all of you. Thanks. Bye.